The looking for group discussion recently came up in the Ashes of Creation community, asking if LFG should be a thing. The answer is no. Let me tell you why. So recently I was perusing the AOC community Reddit and found a post discussing if there should be a looking for group feature in AOC. And I thought, you know what? That's a good question. It's worth considering and even more so, worth discussing. Many MMORPGs over the last 10 years have included the looking for group feature. SWTOR, WildStar, Elder Scrolls Online, and of course World of Warcraft, just to name a few. So it's only natural that this would come up. In short, looking for group is where players can queue up to be placed in a group for instance content, typically being placed in a group being made of players from different servers. Now some players could say, hey, many other MMOs have had this in their game and it worked out well. And maybe it did. Looking for group is great for shortening wait times for random dungeons, battlegrounds, or any other instance gameplay, except raids. Because, well, reasons. But generally speaking, when you consider the looking for group feature in MMOs, it's convenience, but at a cost. Don't get me wrong, I like convenience. I like going to Taco Bell drive-thru for that oh so delicious chicken power menu bowl. But there's a cost. In the case of my visit to the Bell, it's the nutrients in my food. Many times, in fact, I would say almost all the time, the cost in an MMORPG experience regarding an LFG feature is community.
Why?
The community experience is the cost. Have you ever ran into, and I'm making this name up for the sake of the video, your mom XX420, who was constantly spamming chat during your dungeon run, making sure you knew how awful your DPS, healing, or tanking was, because your mom XX420 uses add-ons, which is another video on its own, and your mom XX420 wants you to, quote, suck less and get good.
Who does that?
To make matters worse, your mom XX420 is on a completely different server, one of which you'll never visit. You have no connection to that person aside from the 35 minutes it took you to complete that dungeon. So, you finish your dungeon, which has been a toxic experience, and you're left feeling, well, not great. And why would you? Yes, your mom, XX420, could have handled their speech in a more productive manner, but ultimately, the systems in the game have failed you. You see, when games bring people together from different servers through LFG, this can breed a lack of accountability. Some players will suddenly acquire that, quote, toxic keyboard confidence, knowing full well they can say whatever they want, and in many cases get away with it, because ultimately they're on a different server, and who cares, right? Wrong.
Be excellent to each other.
This is just one example, and admittedly, probably an extreme one, of how an LFG feature can affect your community experience. But Steven Sharif has stated that AOC doesn't plan to have an LFG feature. And I'll be honest, with the game only having roughly 20% of instance content at its launch, unless there was a very specific reason as to how this could genuinely improve AOC, I don't see it coming either. AOC plans to be a very specific game, and it's not going to be for everybody.
We are not trying to make a product that appeals to every MMO gamer. That's impossible.
And that's okay, because I would rather go in knowing exactly what I'm getting than wishy-washy development that changes with the tides of gamer opinions. Which, let's be honest, our opinions change.
Not all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Overall, the AOC experience will be a social one, where your actions will matter. AOC is still very much in development, so things could change, but I really believe Steven has a very specific vision for his game, and we'll see that vision come to pass before anything else. What do you think about an LFG feature for Ashes of Creation? Am I off base? What advantages am I missing? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. This is Jibs from LoreForged. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome, Ashes of Creation family.